Stage, a face we all know on campus and love very much, Mr. David Ruiz. He's the academic dean here at John Paul Junior College.
Mayor Jorge Rosales, Benque del Carmen, Honorable Francis Fonseca, Minister of Education, Culture, Science, and Technology, Dr. Luis Lavanay, Minister of State, Honorable Jorge Espat, Area Representative for Cayo, Padre Antonio Anderson, Pastor of Mount Carmel Parish, COBEC chairs, outgoing Dr. Carmen, incoming Mr. Hugo Gonzalez for Belize, and Dr. Wesley Hicks for the United States, officials of the Ministry of Education, COBEC partners, educators joining us virtually through Facebook, live stream, and other media. Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good morning. On behalf of our Chancellor, Father Goldschwitzer, the faculty, staff, and student body of John Paul II JC, I bid you welcome to our campus at Chapel Hill on occasion of the Winter Conference for COBEC. Benque del Carmen in western Belize is nestled at the foothills of the Maya Mountains, along the Valley of Kings and Queens that view the story of the ancient Maya civilization. Amid lush vegetation and a rich cultural tradition and history, it is our hope that the time of the conference lived at our modest campus will serve as a retreat to reflect on what matters most as we live through the latter days that have brought challenges as well as opportunities. May this conference experience be as warm and fraternal as our embrace. In 2019, when I offered to have John Paul II Junior College host a conference, little did I know what I was getting into. February 2022 dawned upon us at the blink of an eye amidst the excitement of an unexpected pandemic. Yet the outcome as it's manifest today is indicative that John Paul II Junior College, despite our limitations, is coming of age. In our limited resources as a new institution, this conference is a providential blessing in which we have been cherished with grace upon grace. Sean todos bienvenidos y queden en su casa. Welcome, and may you live out the moment to the maximum. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ruiz. Up next, we have Dr. Wesley Hickey, co-chair for the U.S., for COBEC co-chair for the U.S. He's looking around like, who are you talking about? You have to love this guy. Welcome.
I certainly value the moment here to get to speak and thank others. I turned around at one point because I know Hugo has a number of individuals that he wants to thank, and I don't want to have to repeat everything there. I will say real quickly how impressed I am with John Paul II Junior College and the young men and young women who have stepped up to assist with this particular conference. If you are, and I see them throughout, whether it be Gina or Natalie, and there'll be more names than I can possibly name, but if we could really quickly give these young men and women a round of applause. Just can't say enough about, we've been here a couple of days, can't say enough about how enjoyable it has been to interact with them, how just what great character and great commitment to service we see. And it's something that I think COBEC really tries to represent as well. We value partnerships in COBEC. We value partnerships between the U.S. institutions and the Belize institutions, and we do that because it makes all of us better. The idea of being able to work with each other builds capacity in ourselves personally, in our institutions, and provides for experiences that we can use to make our interactions with everyone a much more value type experience somewhere down the line. The second thing about really COBEC overall is the idea is that it creates these connections that whether it be research or anything, it provides avenues to be able to work with each other in a lot of ways. And I always think a third area is that we want to be responsive to the needs along the way. I really thank everyone here on behalf of the U.S. institutions, and really am looking forward to enjoying and learning from the conference as we move forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Hickey. And with that, I invite Mr. Hugo Gonzalez, the Belize co-chair-elect, to come up and say a few words.
Thank you very much, Mistress of Ceremonies. Dean David Ruiz, with your permission, I know you have stated out the protocols for this morning. However, I would also like to take some time to bid a personal good morning to our Minister of Education and to the Cayo West area representative, Mr. Espat, Honorable Espat. I also take time to acknowledge my co-chair partner in COBEC, Dr. Wesley Hickey. We cannot forget our COBEC founding members, who I know some of them are online, tune in virtually. I know Dr. Betty Flincham never misses these conferences. To all our COBEC members here present today, I must also acknowledge our guest speakers and take some special time, as Wes already mentioned, to share our gratitude with our organizers and to all participating in the conference this morning. A pleasant good morning to everyone. It is so wonderful to see you all here on this special occasion. I can only look around and see so many familiar faces. Welcome, everybody. To our U.S. partners present here today and those joining us virtually, thank you very much for tuning in. And those that came and are present here today, welcome to Belize. I bid a special welcome to all participants, because this is indeed a very, very splendid occasion by which we come together to share our ideas and to learn from each other. It is indeed an honor to welcome you all to the COBEC Winter Conference 2022, hosted by John Paul II Junior College here in beautiful Benque, Viejo del Carmen. Despite living in COVID times, it feels really good to be here to participate in this conference. It has allowed us to come together with the objective of strengthening our bonds and to move forward with the work of the consortium. The theme for this winter conference is Finding What Matters. It is an interesting theme because it is one that promotes thinking, especially as we traverse through this global pandemic. I personally analyze this theme from two perspectives: as a person and as an educator. As a person, I have it clear that family and health are two of the most important pillars in our lives. We all fall under the umbrella of COBEC, and that makes us family. And I am happy to see that we are here in high spirits and in good health. As COBEC brothers and sisters, I know that we have all been concerned for each other, and that from time to time, we have either emailed, texted, or even called one another to ensure that we are okay and that we're moving forward. Those are indeed family attributes. And as persons, we surely know what matters. As an educator, I thought of all the challenges we encountered, but more so, I centered my thoughts on the way we overcame these obstacles. We had to be very innovative to ensure that our institutions keep functioning. Our lecturers had to change the dynamic of instruction to go fully online. We had to immerse our teachers and students, including ourselves, in self-care sessions to cope with the pressures of the pandemic. COBEC conferences had to shift to either being held virtually or in a hybrid modality. Despite all of these educational encounters, we kept moving forward because as educators, we know what matters. Our friends here at John Paul II Junior College have done a splendid job putting together a very intriguing agenda for the next 2 days. A big thank you to Dean David Ruiz and his team for hosting us. I know that you all have worked diligently to ensure that we all have a very productive conference. Let us all ensure that we are very engaged in all of the activities so that together we may continue to find what really matters. Once again, welcome everyone, and may God bless you all.
Thank you, Mr. Hugo Gonzalez. Thinking on what you said just then, I am thankful that we get together here today in person. It seems that we've been deprived of that pleasure as of lately. So, coming up next, I would like to welcome on stage the Honorable Jorge Milin Espat, Era Rep for Cayo West. Mr. Milin.
Thank you, Mistress of Ceremony. Finding what matters. A most blessed morning to Minister Fonseca. I know we don't have with us Minister of State, Dr. Zabane. He gives his apologies. Welcome, Mayor Jorge Rosales, all deans, other esteemed educators, and guests present today. The pandemic brought to the forefront a crucial aspect of us as human beings, the need to be loved. Our core being seeks and thirsts for what we were made for, companions with others. When students and stand teachers as well lost touch with classmates, the teachers with their professors, that bond lost its strength. Why do I begin with this, and what does this need for champions matter in the area of education? I believe that to educate, that for any learning that to take place, a teacher must touch the heart of a student. This is what matters. Online classes have somehow weakened that ability for teachers to do so. Do I know that teachers have doubled up on their work and delivery of lessons? A screen has been a barrier in being able to touch the hearts of our souls and the countless students who have experienced and continue to experience abuse, neglect, fear, violence, and so many other situations which they escape from while being at school. So, what matters is that educational institutions, starting from the primary level up to the tertiary, assist their own teachers, many who also have suffered greatly. Find the joy in teaching again. Teachers say they are exhausted, that the demands of online learning or hybrid institution leaves them with little energy to tend to themselves, their families, or provide extra time to help their students. What matters then is that as you formulate policies and programs and professional development workshops, that you be empathetic of teachers. For how can these teachers provide that comfort, that necessary touch when they are beyond tired? I am no teacher, but as a businessman, successes comes when one is able to listen to and attend to people. I believe that in teaching, it is no less. Attending to the students, whether they are 5 or 25, creates a bond and quenches many times that need for love, for companionship. That is what matters. Educational policies that impact curricula are vital. Yes, finance is important as well. Professional development programs for educators are also crucial if our sole goal is to produce graduates. Many times, this is what institutions focus on. But when we want to effect change in our families, our societies, we need to touch the heart. This is what matters. For our lives is made different by a teacher who says, I am here if you need me. Let me see how I can help you. You can do this. As leaders in the educational or political arena, it is our duty to provide, whether it is financial assistance, emotional support, or programs that will help our educators, and in so doing, help our students. I have found that what matters is ensuring that whom we work for and whom we work with have all what is needed for them to feel valued and to do well. It is a heavy task indeed, and by no means is the sole responsibility of those in education. But with all stakeholders providing their input and remembering that at the core of it all is a human being who can do wonderful things. Great things with one simple touch or word of affirmation. We can not only find what matters, but actually make our lives matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Milin. I think it's easy for us to just say like Mr. Milin because we're so familiar with you. You're not a stranger to us here in Benque Viejo, so thank you very much. Up next, I would like to welcome on stage Mr. Jorge Rosales, Mayor of Benque Viejo.
Good morning, all. Protocol has been established, but I want to acknowledge and welcome Honorable Francis Fonseca, Minister of Education, Culture, Science, and Technology. Honorable Jorge Milin Espat, Area Representative of Cayo West. Father Anthony Anderson, Pastor of the Our Lady of Mount Carmel Parish. Dean David Chris of John Paul Junior College, and our esteemed guests, friends of Belize and now of Benque Viejo. Welcome. Finding what matters. First of all, I want to congratulate and the organizers of the historic event. I thank you for having chosen Benque Viejo del Carmen as a venue of COBEC Conference 2022. I am sure that you will find what matters here in our westernmost municipality where, as we say, history, culture, and nature meets. It is a pity that the global pandemic limits our travels and interactions, but we're most grateful that technology makes it possible to move forward with the special events. If there's a lesson from the Spanish flu that hit about a century ago, it is that our ancestors were just resilient, and so is our genes to face challenges and move forward. Yes, we can and we will get ahead because that is one issue that really matters. Given the development in science and education, and in general, today we are aware of dreaded illness and how we can overcome it. I am a building contractor by profession, and thus I am an advocate for vocational technical education. In the same way, you seek for details in research of punctuation marks and so on. I look at estimates, designs, foundation, floor, walls, and corners. As we build up structures until completion, we value the concepts of ethics and initiatives, of innovations, and practically for these are critical fields that must be explored as we prepare the next generation in their respective fields. And of course, education is the key of our social, cultural, and economical development. The current situation shows that there are many themes that matters, and especially in the field of health and education. I personally hope that you consider the technical and vocational fields as avenues for our people's growth and development. I know in our town, such fields of study matters. I applaud the work of COBEC, its founders, and acknowledge the support of the Ministry of Education and those who carry on with the baton of educating our young generations. I congratulate the leaders of our Belizean schools who have joined with our friends from abroad in carrying out the noble task in education. Hats off to the personnel of John Paul Junior College who work essentially in improving our quality of life and bringing prosperity for all. I wish all of you the best as you engage with each other during the COBEC Conference 2022. I must state, I am truly honored to greet such distinguished audience. To my fellow Belizeans and to you, our esteemed visitors, whether present here or on social media, I bid you all, on behalf of the residents, and a most heartfelt welcome to Benque Viejo del Carmen. Thank you very much to all. Good morning.
You cut what I was going to say a little bit short just then because that was my idea first, but let me go ahead and say it. So each and every one of you has demonstrated in your own way what really matters by being present here today. And I must say that we appreciate that very much. We appreciate each and every one of you.